Good morning. All right, thank you. My name is Gifford Miller. I have the great good fortune to be chair of the Center for an Urban Future and have the opportunity to welcome you here to this really, really exciting conference on the subject of the future of our public libraries. I want to say that the Center for an Urban Future, for me, is really one of the most exciting organizations in New York City. I love the work that we do because I think it's unique in that we really think very, very carefully about a broad spectrum of issues, produce reports that highlight and focus on opportunities for positive change in a way that I don't know of another organization that does that. And we do that in economic development, particular areas. And I think we've had the really good fortune to focus on our library system as an incredible opportunity for the future of this city. And we've had that good fortune to do it thanks to the vision of Julie Sandorf and the Revson Foundation. And so this entire conference is made possible by their vision and their support. And I want to thank the staff for their extraordinarily hard work, the Architectural League for its cooperation and involvement and partnership here, and all of you for coming. And I'm going to be very brief and just take this opportunity to ask Julie to come up to the stage. Julie, as everyone I think here knows, is the greatest advocate for libraries since Andrew Carnegie. And we're going to have an opportunity to hear a few words from her and then get right on to the program. So thank you all for being here this morning. I look forward to a great conference.
And if I only had Andrew Carnegie's bank book. Anyway, thank you, Gifford. And I want to thank Jonathan and David and the fantastic team at CUF for the brilliant work they've done to set the stage for today's conversation. I also want to thank Rosalie and her team at the Architectural League of New York for their critical contributions to today's event, and all the design teams and all the panelists for their contributions. There couldn't be a more timely moment for today's conversation. We're living in times of the most radical change in access to information and knowledge since the invention of the Gutenberg press over 500 years ago. And despite prognostications that in the digital age, community libraries would go by way of horse buggies, of course with the Central Park horses as the grand exception, New York City's neighborhood libraries are more essential, more needed, and more used than ever. As the eminent architectural historian Sarah Williams Goldhagen has written, what differentiates today's community library from its precedents and what makes it a wholly new building type in form and conception is the variety of public goods it contains and the variety of the ways those goods are used by people as individuals and collectives. The best of them offer what no contemporary building type provides: vibrant, informal, attractive, non-commercial community places where people of any age, class, gender, race, religion, ethnicity can gather and can obtain access to resources vital to full participation in contemporary life, including, but not only, the internet. And as Goldhagen so eloquently stated in this New Republic piece, people are weary of bowling alone. They need places where they can engage with others, like and unlike them, places that can help constitute them into and symbolically represent their communities. Well, New York City is home to 207 such community institutions. Our branch libraries have a footprint in every single neighborhood. And the decades-long underinvestment in branch libraries, as documented so clearly in CUF's Re-Envisioning Libraries report, is both a huge challenge and a huge opportunity. A challenge because the vast majority of our libraries cannot, by virtue of the limitations of their physical plants, meet the needs and demands of contemporary community life. An opportunity because these branches represent one of the greatest undervalued assets in our city, an asset base that is absolutely essential to healthy communities and I'd argue an asset that, absent the 21st century Andrew Carnegie stepping up with billions and billions of dollars, would be virtually impossible to recreate from whole cloth. And today's gathering of experts from all walks of life, designers, architects, planners, librarians, community developers, technologists, and on, are going to seize that opportunity to reimagine the 21st century neighborhood library and ways to unlock all its power and its potential. This symposium may be the first of its kind in the country, and I very much look forward to the conversation. I believe that will be not only very illuminating, but also set a course and direction for thinking about libraries as a critical element in community development. By way of introduction to New York City's branch libraries, I'm happy to introduce a brief video produced by Julie Dresner and Jesse Hicks that captures the many ways our neighborhood libraries are serving one and all in every corner of our city. Thank you.
Sometimes I go before the doors even open because there'll already be people waiting there. I'm at the library this morning because the afternoon is extremely crowded. I'm applying for financial aid so I can finish my nursing degree.
When you apply for TAP, that's like a different website from the FAFSA one?
The librarian was very helpful. She just knew what to do.
I've been looking for a job for a couple months.
How you doing, Gerald? Come on in, have a seat.
I didn't have everything growing up. I've been in foster care. For kids in foster care, like, this is like a safe haven. I'm looking to become a counselor. I've worked at after-school programs. I've also worked for summer programs, and I've worked for the library, helping kids. The library has really been a key part of my life growing up, whether I'm going through something or just needing help in school.
And I will work with you to get some entry-level work. Are you with me on it?
Yes, all the way.
Wait a minute, are you excited?
Yes, extremely.
Are you? I'm excited.
Can someone tell us about a problem they had in their apartment?
We offer free education for the children and free learning for the parents.
What was the first solution?
You should call the landlord.
I'm from Bangladesh. When I came to New York, I dropped my son in school. Every parent, they speak their children teacher. I can speak. I don't understand even language. And then one day, one lady, she's sending flyer in front of the school, and I take the flyer. Program give me the knowledge. Now I help other immigrant family.
Do you speak English but need help with reading and writing? How many people are like that?
I already finished high school. I have my diploma, but my reading and writing was not good. I'm trying to be a cop. As a cop, you have to write. Everybody knows how to write. Everybody knows how to read, but not me.
The space is limited, which means we have very few spaces remaining.
I had a knot in my cheek, and they found out that I had cancer, and I had to go for radiation 5 days a week. And I was very depressed. When I came here, I just joined with all the laughter and the fun times and the chit-chat. I joined in with it. It's like a new life for me.
Every day after school, I'll shake my teacher's hand, tell her where I'm going.
My son, Isaiah, he's 9. I usually can't pick him up after school.
I come to the library and do my homework. It doesn't only have librarians, it also has a security guard to watch over us and keep us quiet and let us stay focused. Where can you find science books?
Science books? What type of science books? Science experiments?
Like mummies. It's like when your parent is not around, it's like they're your parent.
Next question. Number 7.
Name the biggest living organism on Earth. 1 minute.
You think and you cannot come up with something, and then your teammate just says something and it sparks an idea.
Okay, time. Stop discussion. Let's see the correct answer. And it's really great Barrier Reef.
嗰段時間咧，我喺屋企好悶，個人好似戇戇地，所以要飲藥。所以我每一日咧，我就要飲安眠藥啊、定身藥啊。
I wake up at 7 a.m.
但係而家自從我返圖書館之後咧，所以我覺得好開心，所以我而家其他咩藥我都唔需要飲。Can you help me check it out?
Oh, sure. I will help you.
Okay, thank you. I talk English for people. I'm really happy.
In society, you have different people, right? You have like architects, you have poets, you have plumbers. I wasn't happy at home. I wasn't happy at school. I came here, and everything else went away.
The library's closing in 10 minutes.
I get kind of emotional when I think about Christian and the other kids at the library who see the library as a safe place to be.
The library is now closing in 5 minutes.
I think for Christian, the library kind of filled the gap of letting her feel useful. And I think it's like that for a lot of kids. That's an important thing.
Good morning. I'm Jonathan Bowles. I run the Center for an Urban Future, and I am really excited to be here today. You know, we have a lot of policy forums, we do studies, but it's rare that we bring together design teams and have such a real kind of idea-filled session about such a critical issue in New York. And I'm really excited to kind of kick off this event with this amazing film about New York City's libraries. You know, I think that as this film shows, New York's public libraries, I think libraries all over are so much more than about books today. You know, as our research has shown on the city's public libraries, they are a trusted place for immigrants to learn English, a resource for the unemployed to get help finding a job, a safe haven for Queens, a vital resource for those on the wrong side of the digital divide, a go-to place for seniors, and a workplace for freelancers and entrepreneurs. Take a look at this slide from our recent Re-Envisioning New York's Libraries reports. Those dots are branches of the city's public libraries, 207 branches. They literally blanket every corner of New York City. I think no other institution is as well positioned to help New York address some of its biggest challenges and opportunities as the city's branch libraries. But I think the reason we're here today and the reason we published our Re-Envisioning New York's Branch Libraries report is that we've really only begun to scratch the surface for realizing the full potential of New York's branch libraries. While more New Yorkers than ever are using the city's libraries, a significant share of the branches suffer from major physical defects and are poorly configured for how New Yorkers are using libraries today. As we detail in our report, Re-Envisioning New York's Branch Libraries, the average age of the city's libraries is 61 years old. A quarter of the city's 207 branch libraries were built more than a century ago. As you see, New York City's libraries have more than $1 billion in state of good repair needs. This is not just kind of building new branches, doing things we'd like to do. This is just bringing our branch libraries into a state of good repair. And 59 different branches across the city have more than $5 million in capital needs. As this slide shows, a significant share of the branches across the 5 boroughs have too few electrical outlets for mobile devices. We visited 44 branches during our recent research 58% of them had 10 or fewer electrical outlets. In addition, most community rooms are insufficient to meet patrons' needs, and many branches are simply too small. More than 100 branches across the city, including 41 in Queens, are 10,000 square feet or less. Despite these significant capital challenges, city capital funding for libraries over the past decade has been wholly inadequate, and the libraries have been hurt by a broken funding system. As you see here in the slide on the right, the libraries rely on council members and borough presidents for 59% of all their capital funds. That is far more than any other city agency or entity. Now, several cities have shown that we can do this, that they have been investing in their branch library systems. Chicago, Seattle, LA, and San Francisco have all launched major capital campaigns in recent years that have resulted in new or fully renovated branch libraries for more than 75% of their physical plant. But only 15 new libraries have been built in New York City over the past 20 years, 7% of the system. New York needs to do a better job of investing in its branch libraries, but the libraries also need bold new ideas. Now, in our report, we have a blueprint for the future with more than 20 ideas for harnessing and strengthening New York City's branch libraries and bringing them into the 21st century. These include creating a long-term capital campaign to address the backlog in needs, streamlining the contracting and construction process, tying library investments to larger community development goals, and siting new libraries inside of mixed-use residential developments. But we also wanted to take this one step further and not just outline productive next steps, but document in detail what some of them might look like. That's how we got here today. Last winter, with the support of the Revson Foundation, we partnered with the Architectural League of New York to bring together interdisciplinary teams of architects, designers, planners, financial experts, and librarians. The idea was for teams to tackle some of the biggest challenges we had identified in our research and to use our recommendations as a jumping-off point for big new ideas and strategies for the libraries. In the spring, the Architectural League put out a request for qualifications, and with the help of a selection committee, identified 5 dynamic teams whose work we'll see here today. These teams have come up with some incredibly compelling solutions to widespread problems in the city's libraries and in libraries across the country. Before we get to the actual presentations, I just wanted to mention a couple of things about today's discussions. In your packets, you're going to find library ideas cards. We want your ideas. There's going to be a lot of great ideas that you're going to see today, but we want you to fill out what are your reactions to what you're seeing today, and what are your ideas for reimagining New York City's libraries. Also, after the final panel today, we're going to have an extended period for comment and ideas from all of you. Please stick around for that if you can. Also, we're going to be tweeting, and we encourage you to tweet your own ideas for libraries. Please use the hashtag #LibraryIdeas. And when you finish filling out the cards in your packet, there's boxes in the back of the room and in the library for you to put them in, and we're going to be taking and looking over the ideas and putting a bunch of them on our website in the weeks to come. Before we get started, I just wanted to have a big thank you to all of our design teams. It's really their work today that's on display, and they've put in so much hard work over the last several months. Thank you to all of the designers that are here today. And also to our partners, the Architectural League, Rosalie, Qasim, and their colleagues. We really could not have pulled this off without you, without your expertise, leadership, and creativity, and all you did to get the teams ready for today. And obviously the Charles H. Revson Foundation, especially to Julie Sandorf, who came up with the idea for this event, provided so many good ideas and advice along the way, and has done so much to raise the profile of New York's libraries. Thanks also to the members of my staff who worked so hard to put this event together, David Giles, Amy Parker, Ahmad Dalla, Jeanette Estima, and Linda Kublanu. And now I would like to bring up David Giles, our research director and co-author of our recent Re-Envisioning New York's Libraries report, to get us started with the design presentations. Thank you.